Hi folks, welcome back to the channel, and first off, thank you to all of you that have commented to make me aware of the fact that a new firmware update has been released for the DJI Mini 2 drone. Now what we're going to do is get this update installed. This is not an app update. We did get version 1.30 of the Fly app recently, but today we're talking about the actual hardware firmware. We're going to get it installed, and then, well, from my perspective, in the morning we're going to take the drone out for a flight and put that new firmware to the test. Can't do it this evening because it's like 11:15, a little bit dark. So let's go ahead first of all and get the drone turned on. Get the gimbal protector off, and then just turn this on as we normally would. Would help if I had a battery in there. Please don't say anything, it's late. My brain shuts off by about 9 o'clock. Right, okay, there we go, let's get it turned on now. Perfect. New DJI firmware available, 49.8 megabytes. Added ability to control orientation of aircraft when flying forward during return to home. Yeah, this is an interesting one. So we'll test this out. But previously, once the drone, the DJI Mini 2, was in return to home mode and it was making its way back, you couldn't pivot the drone at all or the camera. It was all fixed. So now it seems we can. We'll have to, as I say, see how that feels. We'll try the return to home function. That is something you could do, as I understand it, on the DJI Mavic Mini, so the predecessor to this drone, but for some reason it's not been a feature of the Mini 2 until now. Fixed rare issue, aircraft drifted during flight. Yes, one of my viewers commented on my last upload that this was an issue they were facing, and indeed this has now been fixed. I don't know if I've ever had that issue. If I did, I probably didn't notice or put it down to the wind or something. But hey, it's something that's been fixed, so that's got to be a good thing. And then finally, fixed rare issue, gimbal vibrated when aircraft descended during return to home. Right, update successful when aircraft automatically powers off, restart aircraft. I think it has done that. Yes, so let's turn this back on. Hopefully everything still works. Yeah, it looks like it does. I always get worried updating the firmware that I'm going to brick the darn thing. Trust me, I've done that before with a computer. Updating the BIOS on the motherboard kills the whole thing. Not a pretty thing to happen. Only happened once though, so it still makes me nervous, I'll tell you that. Alright then guys, well I'm going to shut things down for the night, and I'll see you outside in the morning for the test. Morning folks, I've got to say it's a little bit of a cold one today actually, and quite windy too, so I'm still hoping we're going to be able to get these tests done. I'm going to get the drone up into the air now and we'll see what this new firmware is all about in practice. Apologies for the messy shed behind me, I was just a little bit too cold to walk up the field. Okay, well first of all let's get the drone in the air, and it is a little bit windy as I mentioned, so hopefully we'll be able to do this without too much of an issue. And I'm just going to start by getting some horizontal distance, of course, with that drone, along with some vertical distance as well, lest we crash into anything, which wouldn't be a great start. And the main thing we're going to be testing then is the return to home feature with these new firmware updates. So, before I do anything else, one thing that's important to check after every firmware update is if the settings, your personal settings, have been updated. Now, in firmware updates of times past, that has often been the case. Indeed, I think it is the case here. 120 metres, 2,000 metres are the default values. I'll keep those as they are, but the auto return to home altitude is much too high there. I'm going to drop that down to about, I don't know, 56, maybe 60. I don't think there's any trees that high. What's 60? 156.85 feet, if my mental maths are correct. By the way, if you want to see more DJI Mini 2 content, then please do go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd actually ordered the DJI FPV drone that was recently released. Ah, there it is, okay. Yeah, I ordered the DJI FPV drone, but I watched so many videos of other YouTubers crashing it and what have you, and most of these YouTubers were able to get one for free from DJI themselves. I decided, since I'm paying for mine, that it was just not a risk worth taking, because I just have no experience in the FPV drone world at all. And sure, it looks so much fun. It really, really, really did look fun. But maybe if, you know, DJI reiterate on the drone and Model 2 is a little bit more durable, it is something that I could start looking at. I'm still interested in getting a drone, by the way, for the channel, another drone, so I'm not just doing Mini 2 content. So if you've got any ideas as to perhaps other drones you would like to see, please do let me know in the comments. Right, what I'm going to do is go ahead and return to home here.
Go home.
So that's going to raise the altitude to 60 meters. And as I've mentioned before, I don't all that often use the return to home feature, since I usually just do manual returns. But right, since we are returning to home, let's go ahead and see if we can. Yep, we can now adjust the angle. Can you see that of the camera? However, the drone will continue to fly forwards, or at least fly in the same orientation towards the home point. And that just gives you a little bit more flexibility. So yes, this is the feature that was not previously available with the DJI Mini 2. Now with the Mini 1, this is something you could always do. Interesting, but for whatever reason, it was not included until now with the successor to the Mini 1.
Landing.
Okay, here it comes. Just want to make sure it doesn't land on the roof behind me. Some of these GPS locks can be a little bit off at times. But look, even during landing, still get full control over the, I think it's called the yaw, is it? The yaw of the drone. So there we have the new firmware update for the DJI Mini 2. Now you'll remember that there were some other notes as well. Improved stability in various situations, such as with the gimbal. I don't remember, as I mentioned yesterday, having many issues on that side of things. But if you guys did, and those issues have been fixed, then please do let us know. Also, I do want to just ask, if any of you did get the DJI FPV drone, I'm sure you're going to have a ton of fun with it. Please do share your thoughts down in the comments below. But be careful not to go overboard. I still need to resist purchasing it again at the moment. But anyway, folks, I do appreciate your time today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you. And now you can go ahead and upgrade to the latest firmware on the DJI Mini 2. And if you want to support me, just drop a like on this video. That really does go a long way. But thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, happy flying. Bye, everybody.